Good afternoon. It is May 10, 2024, and if you can believe it, it is a Friday once again. Here in Sherbrooke, my windows are open, and we give out onto the streets. It feels a little weird to, I don't know, I feel exposed. But here in Sherbrooke, it is 16 degrees Celsius, 60 degrees Fahrenheit, with a real feel registered trademark of 20 degrees Celsius, which is 69 nice degrees Fahrenheit. This morning, the sun rose at 5:22 a.m. and it shall set at 8:06 p.m. That is 14 hours and 44 minutes of sunlight today. And I believe that that is more than yesterday, although I haven't checked. Today, not feeling it. Not feeling it. It's not the worst I've felt. Not the best I've felt. I did manage to get something done yesterday. I took garbage, most of the garbage out of my room. It was dry garbage, not wet garbage, thankfully. I don't keep any wet garbage in my room. There still is some garbage left. And speaking of wet, I had some bottles of piss that I took out. I had several bottles of urine. Because sometimes I piss in bottles like a fucking incel. For various reasons. Some more legitimate than others. But it's pretty disgusting, and so I got rid of those. There were several. There's still a bunch of empty beer cans to my left, which I need to get rid of very quickly, because if I don't, there will be flies, and I've dealt with that in the past. Speaking of which, I drank alcohol again last night. It's such a... I don't mean to say this to trivialize the problem, but it's a very silly problem to have. Because it's difficult and real, but it's silly because the solution is so simple. It is to just not do something. But with that and other things in my life, there's a metaphor that has been, I think is probably the most apt metaphor that I've ever come across for this. I don't know if you've ever seen the film Oculus. I believe it's from 2014. Is it from 2014? I'm just looking this up to see, because I want to show off how good I am. 2013. Okay. Usually I'm pretty good with dates, and I think it's impressive. Wait a second, though. It received a wide theatrical release in 2014. It premiered in September of 2013. Technically, it is a 2013 film, but... Oh yeah, it was directed by Mike Flanagan. By the way, Mike Flanagan... What was that called? Midnight Mass. I believe it was on Netflix. Yeah. Check out Midnight Mass, a fantastic miniseries created by Mike Flanagan, written, directed, edited, executive produced by Mike Flanagan. But anyway, Oculus is it's not a great movie. It's like not like amazing, but still a pretty good horror movie. In any case, I'm just realizing I haven't smoked a cigarette in like almost 3 days. I'm going to smoke a cigarette at some point. So, Oculus. Without spoiling too much, basically it's a horror film about a haunted mirror, an evil mirror. And there's this woman who's been searching for this mirror because it ruined her and her brother's life when they were kids. I won't say why, but it just totally fucked up their life. And so, after years, she's finally hunted down this mirror and has acquired this mirror. And I guess her goal is to destroy it. I don't think it's like to understand anything. I think it's just to destroy it. And so she brings it back to their childhood home, and so it invites her brother over. But the way that this haunted mirror expresses its evil is by manipulating people's perception of reality. And so it'll get people to do spooky, murdery stuff by just altering their perception of reality and tricking them into doing things. And so what she does is she sets the mirror up in this room and has this whole like series of fail-safes. So she has a bunch of cameras filming the mirror at all times from different angles, and she's got a bunch of like alarm clocks and alarms to remind her to change the tapes, to remind her to eat, and just like this whole like Byzantine set of fail-safes to not be manipulated by the mirror. And of course, as you can probably guess, it's a horror movie, so people get manipulated by the mirror. And that is the most apt metaphor for addiction that I've ever come across in my entire life, because that's what it's like. And just like, and I guess not just addiction, but just like any sort of, just a lot of stuff. And just that I feel like I have to constantly be vigilant, just all the time, to not go back and do behavior that I know less short than the shortest term is going to be negative. Is going to have negative consequences. And so yeah, like I can't afford it. It wasn't fun, and yet I drank yesterday. So stupid. Such a stupid decision, and yet a decision I took. Today I'm thinking about the song Crucifix by Poison Ruin, which I cannot believe I've never talked about before in these weather reports, because it's an amazing song. It is one of the best post-punk songs. Although I would not say that Poison Ruin is necessarily a part of the post-punk revival that's been going on, because I would say that the post-punk revival that's been going on is very, like, specifically English, like from England. And it's not in the same style, but it's still a post-punk song. And I would say arguably cooler and better than a lot of the post-punk that's been going on in England, which is just very, I don't know, I feel like it's sort of run its course. Although I don't want to be too negative about post-punk. It's still good. I got a little, I think everybody's starting to get a little burnt out on it. I guess no, I'm not gonna. Why am I saying this? This is not pertinent. I wanted to start over right there. I wanted to start over. But it's not. No, I'm gonna keep. I'm going to go and walk for a while. I've not decided yet if I'm going to go play Magic the Gathering tonight, because it is Commander night, and although I want to use my Commander deck, I just don't think it's going to be that fun. I need to apply for work. That is my goal for today, is to apply to one job. At least one job, which I haven't done yet. haven't gotten anything done. Um, I did accept some work, so I'm going to be working on Wednesday, which is good. Speaking of day, like Wednesday, let's talk about today. Today, it's sunny. It's super, super duper sunny, and I need to go outside while it is still sunny. Um, it's going to remain sunny, I believe. Just going to double check. Oof, it might get a little bit cloudy later on this afternoon, going into the evening. And it's going to stay relatively warm throughout the day. It's very nice. So around 5 p.m. it's going to start being cloudy. That's 17 degrees Celsius, 62 degrees Fahrenheit. And the sun's going to peek out a bit. It's going to keep getting a bit colder. The sun's going to peek back out around 8 p.m. Although, just double check. It says the sun's going to set at 8:06, so there's still going to be some sunlight when the sun peeks back out, although it shall be low. It's going to be 8 p.m., 13 degrees Celsius, 55 degrees Fahrenheit. And the day's going to leave us off at 9 degrees Celsius, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. I was thinking about, finding a song from Steve Albini, one of Steve Albini's bands, to talk about today, because he is, again, a legendary figure in rock music. However, I was listening back to some shellac stuff, and so it is quite well known that Steve Albini was a total edgelord, at least for some significant parts of his career. You know, he was in a band ironically called Rape Man, just not aged well at all. Yeah, I was listening to some the actual really good songs of shellac, and they were just disappointingly misogynistic in the lyrics. I don't think that Steve Albini was a misogynist himself, but I don't know. Even sung ironically, I think some of the lyrics haven't aged well, which I think is sort of sad. But that's the legacy that he left. Not in its totality, but I don't know. I was taking a dump earlier. I was reading a Reddit thread about Steve Albini, and a lot of people were very angry. And again, this is the Indie Head subreddit, so I mean, if you've been on the Indie Head subreddit, it's basically toe the line or be totally rejected. Anyway, there were some. I mean, there were a lot of comments about, and even this links to articles, or sorry, one article. So, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look into it if you want. Steve Albini definitely was an edgelord, and he apologized for some of it, but it's just a bad look. And I'm glad that being an edgelord has fallen out of fashion, at least for my generation. However, because there's been such an overcorrection, I believe, probably the next generation is going to have a bunch of edgelords, and it's going to come back. It just goes in and out of style. And I say this as a former edgelord. I was an edgelord when I was in high school. You know, with any amount of reflection, self-reflection, you can look back on that and see how fucking stupid it was and how the world was better off without that approach to humor. I don't know, just unsophisticated. It can really hurt people's feelings. Anyway, what the fuck am I talking about? I need to go outside. Listen to Poison Ruin. They're really good. This is, I think, definitely their best song. But their album Harvest is really good. Yeah, just listen to Poison Ruin. But Crucifix is great. Such a good song. Um, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Feeling insecure about this weather report, but I'm gonna keep it because it's real. It's reality. I need to leave and go out into the world and into the sun, um, and enjoy for the first time this week these beautiful blue skies and this golden sunshine all along the way. Everyone, have a great day.